GBP Pros, welcome everyone that is on the live with us. Those of you that are catching us on Facebook, and for those that are catching the replay on YouTube and the podcast, I appreciate everyone's support. It's been a little while. I'm actually getting over a cold as of the time of this recording, December 16th. And our buddy Riz Southern has been traveling. He's traveling for a couple months. So we have a quick update on the how-to series, kind of and we were talking a little bit, and it's perfect because this is what a lot of customers, a lot of business owners, a lot of us do with our profile, right? We get to working on it and we stop for a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see where things are at with it, because with me being sick, the holidays we just got out of Thanksgiving, and then some travel time. We haven't really focused a lot on the profile. So it'll be kind of cool to see where it's at as far as the profile itself and what is happening with it. And again, GBP Pros, our goal of the program is twofold, right? Is to help business owners get more phone calls, and two is to help agencies grow their agencies and get better results for their clients. And what we do is we have guests on here at GBP Pros, and we give over the shoulder examples, and not only do we talk about it, but we show it. And I love having my guests that are in the trenches, that are doing this themselves. So it's not anything new. It's not anything that they haven't done or that they're doing now. And as you guys already know, and you can see, Riz is our guest, our guest about every other week now. How you doing, man? What's going on?
I've been good. I've been quite busy lately. I took a trip to the Philippines, met all my staff, which was really cool. Had a great
Nice.
time with them. Stay Villa. Um, really, really nice. Um, Amazing to go out to the Philippines and meet everybody, make it more personal, a little bit more of a connection to the team. It was really great. Philippines
Awesome,
is also a
awesome.
fantastic place. Beautiful people, nice food, great weather, fantastic beaches. So had a good time there, and then now I'm back in Australia. So here for a couple of months, doing some business and catching up with the family. So I guess that's, as you guys have noticed, it's a different time. So we've got afternoon sessions for a few months now, and then we'll go back to the morning sessions in about March in the spring. Other than that, it was nice to have a bit of a break. Finally got like a week off, so that was good. Um, But in terms of the website, the Pro Automatic Gates, I'd like to go over a bit of just a recap, starting off with the current rank and what's going on, what we've been doing. Since the last episode, we haven't really done much on the actual site. So it's going to be interesting to sort of check out the rank and see what happens, what's been happening, if we've had improvements in some areas and drops in other areas based on the fact that we haven't been doing anything. But we'll pull it up. I'll share. Oh, hang on. I've got a new computer, so I'll have to quit Zoom to share my screen, I think. Yeah, I'll be back. 1 second. So apologize for that.
No worries. And while Riz is doing that, I am definitely going to try to bring up some things on my end, to see what has been going on with it. So, guys, if you're on Facebook now, the live, or any of you that are on here, if you want to uh, give us if you have any questions, please do not hesitate um, to ask any questions that you guys may have, and we'll get them answered for you as well. Let's see here. And I'm trying to bring it up myself here on my end as well. Okay. You think we would be better prepared here? There's Riz there.
Alrighty, if you want to turn on the sharing, I think I've got all my settings set up. Apologies for that. All good. Share screen. Perfect. Alrighty. So let's get into it. What have we got here? Organic ranking. So you can see we've dropped a bit on the organic ranking. Let's have a look what's going on. So the primary keywords are still doing pretty well. So we had electric gates Brisbane, Brisbane automatic gates Brisbane. They're probably the biggest three keywords. We've got pretty much best rank. So we topped out at about 8, and you can see here now 10. That's obviously jumping around depending on the day. And things are looking pretty good. So getting up there, a few drops here, but you can see that was just in the last scan. So we expect that to sort of, fluctuate as time goes on. A couple of large drops. We've lost a couple of keywords, as you can see here. So hopefully they'll pop back in the next few days. And nothing for the service pages yet. So I remember we spoke last time about the difference between ranking the homepage and ranking the service pages. And in different industries, it's really sometimes the homepage will rank for a variety of keywords. And then in other industries, you're going to have to make a service page that's going to rank for each service that you offer. Seems like in this case, we've got the importance of having a service page is still there to show Google that these are the services you offer, give more confidence to customers when they're browsing through your website. But it definitely seems like in this SERP, it's the homepage that's ranking for the different keywords. So we've got sliding gates, automatic gates, swing gates, driveway gates, and they're all ranking for the same homepage. So what we're going to
Okay.
do, moving forward, we're still going to show importance to the internal service pages, and we're still going to sort of build links to them. But it definitely seems like the homepage is the page that's going to show up, given that we've got a decent rank from a variety of keywords. It'll be interesting to continue monitoring that, and it's not a bad thing. Like a lot of people sort of see the homepage ranking for a specific service that they have a service page for, and it really depends on the industry. Sometimes it's fine, sometimes it's what is going to happen and it's going to reward you more. Generally, that's slightly less competitive industries. In your big, especially in America, you're going to see a lot more internal pages. But it's really important to play it by ear and see what Google's doing with the competitors' websites. And again, just match and mirroring, like doing what Google is rewarding for the existing websites,
Mm-hmm.
slightly more aggressively or slightly better. That's generally the key that we like to what we like to do. So that's for the organic. Have a look at the map. Similar sort of story. We're actually still getting some nice increases here. So you can see on the star means it's the best rank so far. So we're really pulling in some nice keywords for the maps. Now, unfortunately, this tool is not 100% accurate. When we do search for some of these keywords, we are getting a competitor pull the knowledge panel. So next in January, we'll probably go over trying to push these guys out and get a map pack back. It's something that I've done a little bit in the past, but it would be nice to sort of sit down and work it out fully and share it with you guys, because this is clearly a keyword that multiple businesses are going for. So putting this out, getting a map pack back like most of the results is definitely going to be beneficial for us. Sliding Gates Brisbane ranking 3. But again, what are we looking at? We're looking at a map pack. Yes, we are. Obviously, it depends on where we're looking from. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I see 9 here. So not the best. However, in the top 10, which is good with only one review, we can definitely see that that's starting to progress a lot more. So Maps is doing well. Maps takes a bit of time. Obviously, these keywords have dropped off, but we're going to win some, we're going to lose some. Overall, it's pretty good sort of trend upwards, which I'm happy with on the maps. And really, we haven't been doing much on the maps. We ran a CTR for a month, and then Alfredo's been doing all the automation with the posts and all that with that tool. What's the tool name?
Yeah, all this, we had put it in all this. It's not coming up for me right now, so I'm not gonna show it, but we'll get you an update on there. I'm gonna see. I've been spending some time with Search Atlas as well, so I'm gonna try to get it in there and get things generating there and ranking through there. There's been some pretty cool updates on Search Atlas with the local stuff that I can't wait to really implement.
Awesome. Looking forward to hearing about it. So these are the posts we've been doing through Aldis, nice and automated. AI gets the image made with the photo, the phone number. We've got a link. So nothing too special, just good for engagement, showing that you're doing things. Obviously, we've got these products. It's just like slight recap over the GMB. We've got these products and they link to the service page for the specific product. This links to the Sliding Gates page. That definitely really helps solidify the rankings. A few different services there. Photos, we haven't uploaded enough photos, so that's the next thing we're going to be doing. We want to be getting 20 photos a month kind of thing, just pushing it through, making sure that we are getting that consistency. And if we pull up Ahrefs, we can start to see that even the tools are showing improvements. So we've got, starting to get some UR, which is good. Page rank, the DR is still 0.1, but that obviously takes a lot of time to update. 19 backlinks, 12 referring domains. So our citations and press release links are starting to come through. We've got 65 keywords with 24 clicks a month. Opening up the keywords, it's quite similar to what we were seeing before with SERP Robot, Electric Gates 9, Automatic Gates 11, and things like that. So really getting some established rank showing up in all of the different tools, which is obviously the first step to getting inquiries and a successful website. It takes time between when you start to rank and when the tools start to show you. And it's really a good sign when you can look in Ahrefs and you can see these improvements. So you can see here quite a nice vertical graph, obviously capping out at 24, but we expect that to keep going up. Haven't opened this for a while, but Search Console, let's pull that up. So that's a good sign. Consistent clicks. Impressions are increasing. That's exactly what we want to see. Nice spike here, 5 clicks. That's by far the most we've had. And you can see if we go to the pages, we can see the home page is definitely getting more consistent clicks. Although only one, you can see there's much more recently than there has been at the beginning of the campaign. Which is great. Pages, we can see again, like what we were talking about earlier, it's clear that the home page is getting most of the impressions. Although this sliding gate page is getting quite a few as well. So that shows me that maybe the sliding gates page we could push and try and rank on its own. You can see it's dropped off here. And I can only assume it's dropped off because the homepage is taking more control. Pretty consistent there. We've got automatic gates Brisbane. Interesting that that's showing up for the sliding gates page. Let's check out the search. Just having a look here, seeing what's going on, checking out the actual search results, and you can see we're here. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 there. And if we go down, I expect to see the other page somewhere based on the fact that we're getting impressions for it. Fortunately, you can see our press release there. Doesn't seem like Google's going to play with us today. Seems like it's going to do the opposite of what we're thinking, but clearly based on that Search Console data, we are getting impressions of the sliding gates page based on the main keyword, which is not a bad thing. I think generally what that's going to mean is we're getting 2 results in the search results.
And guys, this is kind of what we all want to do, right? As business owners, Google Search Console, Google's Analytics, where the page is at, whatever rank tracker that you use, taking a look at your impressions, taking a look at your clicks, how active are you doing, which pages are being, shown some love in the last 3 months, 6 months, last year, depending how old your website is, and, going off with the data.
Definitely. I mean, the date Google gives you what you need to know. It's just really about interpreting it and making sure that you're reacting to what you see. And in this context, we really just need to keep doing what we're doing. There's no issues. Everything's looking good. It's increasing. We've gone from 100 impressions to 280 impressions a day. So good trend. It's not a huge, insanely unrealistic spike, but you can clearly tell that everything's improving. So that's exactly what we're looking for. And just to recap what we did, obviously, without going through every lesson, we structured the site, we built the site, we planned the internal pages and built service pages and a couple of blogs. And then we started to build foundational links, citations, social profiles, Web 2.0s. We got them indexed. We got the map, the Google business listing verified. And moving forward now, we're building some guest posts and we are going to push with some guest posts to internal pages.
What do you mean by guest posts, Riz?
So guest posts, I'm talking about niche edits and featured articles on other blogs where essentially we're buying a link or buying a guest post, a backlink from an established website. And generally there's 2 sort of main approaches. You can get a niche edit or a niche insert where you're actually adding a link, a backlink to your website into an existing article. And that's good for age if the existing article has traffic or if it's super relevant or if it's got backlinks, then niche inserts are often quite a good idea. They're often a little bit cheaper than writing a whole post yourself. And then the guest posts, of course, we write a featured article, send it to an existing website, and they're going to post it with the backlink to our site, and we pay them a fee for posting the link.
Now, is this something a normal business owners, I think as marketers, we understand this, but as business owners, what are they looking for? Or how do they do this? You know?
So there's a lot of misinformation around backlinks. Um, I'm actually in the process now of starting a service where we're going to offer to sell them. And so over the past 6 months, I've really been going through resources available, what makes a good link, what is worth buying, how much you should pay, how much are other people charging. And it seems like overall in the whole industry, everybody talks about the DR and the DA. So the domain authority and the domain rank of a website. So when you pull up Ahrefs, you're going to get this, the DR and the UR, or the DA if it's a SEMrush, or these sort of metrics. And this is pretty much the holy grail of what people talk about when it comes to links. The higher the DR, the better the site. And that's not entirely true. Now, what is true is that good sites will most likely have a high DR. It's also very easy to manipulate the DR to show people that the site is better than what it actually is. There's plenty of ways of increasing the DR, and there's been so many studies done that specifically show that increasing the DR doesn't help the website rank better. It's just a metric from Ahrefs that sort of gives you an indication on if the site is good. So instead of looking at the DR, now because it's so ingrained in everybody's head, it is still something that you have to mention, but it's easily faked. And for $100 in a week, you can increase the DR of any website by 30 or 40 at the bare minimum by doing some small sneaky tactics. But I can guarantee you that's not going to help the website rank more or pick up keywords or anything like that. It's just a metric. So what we like to look at, if I pull up a doc, thanks for the best posts. Makes a good guest post or backlink. Now, traffic. The ultimate thing is traffic. Now, if a website that you are getting a link from has relevant traffic in your industry, that's the best. Doesn't matter how many backlinks it's got, doesn't matter how many pages or blogs, or if it's a do follow or a no follow, that's the best. Like we have a gates website, we're building electric gates. If we could find another website that's in Brisbane that talks about gates and has all different blogs about driveway gates and how to service driveway gates, how to find an installer, how to paint a driveway gate, repairs. That is the best link that we could possibly get. However, that's pretty much impossible. It's like a unicorn. It doesn't really exist. So we have to go down and we have to start to settle for the second best and the third best and the fourth best. And so if there's no specific traffic in your industry, then we want to widen that traffic to related industries. Widen search to related industries. So let's say we didn't find anything about driveway gates, but we found something about fencing or landscape. Well, that's going to be super relevant as well. Again, that can be also quite difficult. So we have to then compromise even further. And this is when I start to look at other metrics. So other metrics would include total traffic. maybe minimum 500 or 1,000. Where does the traffic come from? Ideally, you want traffic from your country. Like if you're living in America or if you're living in Australia and you got a website in Australia, and traffic from
Did we lose Riz? Let me see here. Give me a second, guys. Might have frozen. So along these lines, guys, as far as a backlink or a guest post, it's definitely when I say, either geo-relevant or like Riz is saying, in your niche relevant. You definitely, those are my key ones that I go after. Um, whether you get them like don't forget also the basic ones, right? The social medias, the backlinks that whatever niche that you're in, there is a digital category, there's a digital common place out there like the yellow pages that you can register your business from. Or yeah, you can register your business in those directories. You want to get on those lists. So definitely 100% don't lose um don't take your eye off the ball when it comes to the basic stuff, the social medias, YouTube, right? Facebook, Instagram, those things are those particular ones, the big fours, for example, you want to get those and then go into directories and we can help you with that. You can search them on Google and then other guest blogs like in your niche, in your area, like with Riz was saying, like with traffic, that's the ultimate. You want to get real traffic and clicks from those particular areas. We lost you, my man. Oh, it looks like he's frozen again. We might have lost them again. So, and then backlinks and guest posts are I described it to before, like that's like knowing the let me message him. Lost him. Um, I describe it as the popular kids. What popular kids in your high school know you, right? What popular kids from other high schools know you, right? You kind of are in that clique, or people know of you, and that's how you get those brownie points of what a backlink is. It's kind of points from who you know, right? And the best way to describe it is those popular kids in high school that may know you, refer to you, um, and give you those brownie points.
Sorry about that, guys. Some technical difficulties. I'm back in Australia with third world internet. I'm getting 5 megabit per second, and that's like not good. So yeah, thanks for the recap there, Alfredo. I'm not sure how much cut out, but we are looking at getting the best traffic. We're looking at getting relevant traffic in your exact industry, but that's almost like a unicorn. It really doesn't exist. So we're going to push down to relevant traffic in a broader industry. If we're still struggling, then we're going to start to add more metrics. Like, what's the total minimum clicks of the website monthly? How many backlinks or referring domains are pointing to the website? 200 minimum is generally what we sort of start with. And what keywords is the website ranking for? This is very important because what people don't tell you is that there's a lot of spamming and there's a lot of fake keywords that people rank for to try and manipulate the data. And some big ones that we're looking for: celebrity, net worth. Websites, guest posting websites will intentionally make pages that rank for celebrity net worth, like Selena Gomez net worth, Brad Pitt net worth, or Brad Pitt home, or how much is Brad Pitt's home worth. Things like that are just spam. And the only reason these website owners are building these pages is to increase the metrics. So people see, oh, wow, this website gets 20,000 clicks a month. It must be good quality. When in reality, the relevance of the traffic is the important thing. I'd much rather get a link from a site that gets 500 clicks a month that's all relevant than a link from a site that has 50,000 clicks a month and none of it's relevant. It's all about what's relevant to your website. And all these vendors, all these marketplaces, these people are faking these metrics. So people that don't know any better will buy them for an extortionate amount of money and think they're getting a good deal. So any of that stuff, anything celebrity related, any spam related, any casino or porn or drugs or anything like that, avoid it completely. Other spam keywords include numbers or random strings. Like you might go to Ahrefs and see that the keyword that the website is ranking for is this, and it's getting 5,000 clicks a month. Now that's obviously someone running CTR manipulation to increase the metrics of the website to show people, oh, this is actually good, when in reality, it's not. Positive signs. So positive ranking traffic signs are ranks for brand name, gets traffic for brand searches. If a website is getting brand searches, it's established, it's genuine, it's going to be a good website. Obviously, you can fake it, but if websites getting real searches on Google for their brand name, then people know about the business, people know about the website. It seems more likely that it's genuine. Range of keywords that the website we're ranking for. And what you also don't want to see is one blog that gets 10,000 clicks a month and nothing else. So you want to see that the articles on the website currently rank decently. And you can check this in tools like Ahrefs or SEMrush or SERanker. There's plenty of tools to check the traffic from the blogs. But we want to make sure that there's a varying amount of traffic and not all concentration in like one blog. And we can check that by going into Ahrefs. And we could go top pages. We could go, and we can see here all the different pages that the website is actually ranking for. So we can see which URL, how many keywords, top keyword, and a bit more information. So if we're on a blog here and we come down here and we see different pages, which are most likely going to be the blogs, the internal pages, the articles, if they've all got traffic and different values and multiple keywords, then you can tell that it's a decent website. But if there's only one page that gets all the traffic, you know, they're setting it up to look better than it actually is.
And guys, for those that are not with us live or on the podcast, if you go to YouTube, you'll be able to see this outline. You'll be able to see where we go to kind of look at this stuff, that it kind of will make a little bit more sense. Again, like I mentioned earlier, backlinks or guest posts are like what popular kids in your high school, other people's around your area, the high school, know you, right? Traffic, speak to you, refer to you. That's what we're kind of speaking about here when it comes to backlinks. And
Exactly.
you'll be able to see the outline, kind of how to think of it. And what I really want to show is like if you hire an agency, like there's a lot more to backlinks. Backlinks, I think, are still very relevant. Um, but we can even make it more relevant, talking about the brand, talking about your keyword, and talking about your location, right? And there's a lot more to it than just getting a backlink. There's a lot more thought, more effort. You heard Riz, he's even trying to offer that service based on these principles to help get a quality, a good backlink or guest post.
100%. I mean, building backlinks without doing proper research and without knowing what you're doing is an utter waste of money. If you buy links on these sites that are made to look good but don't really have any juice, it's just you're just throwing money down the drain. You're wasting time, resources, and money in getting these links that are basically worthless. And we've all done it. We've all been there. We've all spent $300 on a link that didn't move the needle. And the more research you do, you find the links cheaper. I remember the first backlink I ever bought was um, like mydecorative.com. Here we go. Cost me $300. I was over the moon. Turns out you can get this for $40. So that's the markup. 40 or 300. Well, I know what I'd rather pay. Um, Definitely not 300. And if you look at the site, it's been a while since I looked at this website, but on face value, it looks pretty good. At least back when I was buying, I think I bought it about here. You can see 20,000 clicks, and then the update came and it got absolutely destroyed. So this is quite common to see when people will make a site and it starts to go well. They start to sell more and more guest posts, and the guest posts become less and less relevant. Google catches on, Google has an update, and then the whole site drops off.
Now,
I mean,
Riz, speaking of this like traffic here, I know for a while when I first got started, like you hear a lot of things about referring domains and backlinks. What does that mean for those that are either just getting started or so our businesses don't get all like, are they the same thing? How do you describe that?
but backlink is any link pointing to your site from any page. And even if there's 2 or 3 links on each page, that will be counted as one backlink each. So every time there's an instance of any hyperlink, any anchor text pointing to your website, that's a backlink. Referring domains is the amount of different domains that are pointing. So let's say you can see here there's 15,000 backlinks and there's 2,800 referring domains. What that means is there's 2,800 different websites that link to your site, any page, 15,000 times.
So by
So
these numbers, what you're telling me is there's 2,800 web pages, but there's 15,000 backlinks. So does that mean there's a website and one website can have 10 backlinks from that one website?
yes, exactly. So one referring domain could have an infinite number of backlinks. If every page, like a good example would be if you are a marketing agency and you put your marketing agency's in the footer clients, like website design by Top Hill Marketing. If that company has 200 pages on their website, then you're going to get a backlink from every single page because your details are in the footer. So you're going to get 200 backlinks. But because it's all coming from the same domain, it's going to be one referring domain.
So I hope that
So
makes sense
yeah,
because that took me a while to understand, guys. So the referring domain is the website, but one website can have multiple backlinks.
exactly. And you can see here, based on the maths, 15,000 into 2,800. Each site has an average of, each referring domain has an average of 5.3 backlinks. Now, the reason these build up is because of a lot of syndications and a lot of those websites that crawl and scrape data. And they might add 1,000 different links to your site over their whole website. Generally, we want a pretty even ratio. Like, we don't want to see a huge number of backlinks and a small number of referring domains. We want to see it to be more of a similar number. Because if a website is sending in 1,000 backlinks, probably spam.
Right. So that's another thing you want to look at as well, 100%.
Yeah, like if it's got 100,000 backlinks and 2,000 referring domains, I probably wouldn't touch the site. And the location of the traffic, obviously, there's a lot of Asian, Southeast Asian, Central Asian vendors in India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, those sort of that part of the world that do this as a service because it's good money for them. It's very accessible online. There's a large population there that are interested in this stuff. But Indian traffic for an English site, again, not so relevant. So have a look at where the traffic is coming from. Basically, for an English native country, you want English native traffic. Ideally, you want traffic from your country, but that's not a requirement. It is more a luxury. Other than that, you don't want a website to have a huge drop off. Like we spoke about, like I've still got it like this. This is bad news to buy a link because Google's clearly said this website is breaking the terms and conditions and we're going to penalize you for it. Even large spikes up, you also have to be thinking the longevity of the link. Like this link 2 years ago, 3 years ago might have been good, but now it's worthless because of there's no traffic. So if you see huge spikes up, it's also might be cause for concerns because there's a big chance that in the future there's going to be a huge spike down. So there's a lot to it. And if you don't do it right, then you're not going to see an improvement in the rank. And just to give you an idea, like we might look at 1,000 sites. The main way we find backlinks is by scraping competitors and going through their backlink reports and then taking the good sites from the competitors. But we might go through 1,000 websites and find one. So it's a very tedious process. A lot of it is manual work. There's not really too much automation that you can do. And so we're really filtering out all of the bad links to then only build good quality backlinks that are relevant with traffic in the industry, have age, don't look suspicious, and just you're looking for a real looking website. Like you don't want you don't really want a site that has crazy varied categories. Like this is a pretty big site, Time Business News. Everybody knows, a lot of people know about this site. It's one of the first things people buy. They're like $30. But you can see it's got general, tech, health, lifestyle, economy, real estate. It's pretty varied. Like there's not much consistency to the website. Now, okay, it's a news website technically, but it's actually just a guest posting site in reality. But we're really looking for something that's a bit more local, a bit more relevant, a bit more specific. Like if we're building fencing links, we want fencing, gardening, landscaping, DIY, home renovations, things like that. We don't want a site talking about crypto and real estate and dentists. We don't want to build a site, a link on that sort of site. It's all about the relevancy. Without sort of going too deep and confusing everybody and spending 3 hours talking about it, I think that's a pretty good sort of overview. So keep the site relevant, if very relevant, less metrics are important. Only traffic, and then filter down from there. Make compromises for relevancy of traffic by adding more checks, like minimum referring domain count, country traffic comes from. No cliffs or huge drop off in traffic, and not ranking for anything celebrity based. That's pretty much my consensus. If you're buying links, this is what you want to be checking once you've bought the links. If you're doing your own research and doing outreach yourself, this is what you want to be checking for before you send emails to these websites. And if you want to reach out to me, then we can definitely set up some orders. It's a little bit of a confusing industry, and most people charge per link, but I don't see how you can charge per link and have honest pricing, because the cost of the links vary, especially when you're charging by DA. Like some DA, like let's take DA 50. Some DA 50 sites I can get for $25, $30. Some DA 50 sites cost $200. So if you're charging a flat fee for a DR 50 plus link, sometimes you're paying $50 and sometimes you're paying $200. So instead of that, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be charging the cost of the link plus a placement fee for us to be able to afford to write the guest post, do the research, and get the link published. So the pricing will be varied based on the quality of the specific links that you're purchasing, and which allows for a more fair pricing structure and really transparency in what you're actually buying. Because the varying price in these websites is too much to be able to say, okay, if you want a DR 50, it's $300. It could cost us 50. In that case, we're charging you way more than we should. Or it could cost us 200, in which case we're probably not making as much money as we should. So we're going to be charging the cost of the link, what we're paying the vendor, plus a fixed fee. And it's going to work out better for the customer because the prices will vary.
So guys, we are coming up to our 60-minute mark. So as we're closing it up here, if you have any questions, it kind of got into like guest posting and backlinks on this series, but we kind of wanted to show, just to recap the call a little bit, where it's at now, especially with the break. We wanted to show kind of like what's common. A lot of business owners, a lot of even agencies will stop, doing things. What's the effect? Depending on the quality, how you look at the data, especially when it's collected a little bit, where you stand, to help give you that information to make a better like adjustment, right? In which direction to head towards. I know it could get a little bit technical, but the end of the day, it's those little tweaks that'll get your phone ringing. And that's the whole idea. Remember, with all of this, we want to make sure that Google knows our brand, that Google knows what keyword we're going after and where you're at, right? And we want to do that by putting content. We want to do that by doing the on-page technical stuff. One of the area pillars is this backlink section. We want to get some traffic and even adding, some ads out there. There's like 5 pillars, on, off page, backlinks, traffic and ads that we really want to kind of focus on and make sure that we're headed and we're nailing it to hit in the right direction.
Definitely. And just a quick one before we go, I didn't do any map scans. So let's have a look at them. You can see quite nice progression. October, November, we started to rank at the end of October. And you can see we're pushing through getting a decent map pack, driveway gate installation, driveway gates Brisbane. Really solid across the board rank. Some of these keywords, obviously, as we saw earlier, they show up for the single business, but that's going to be the next goal, pushing them out and getting us into the map pack. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll be back either next week. Next week is Christmas, so we'll be back in 2 weeks. And we should have some more updates. We'll have some guest posts live, so we'll be able to go through a couple of guest posts. Maybe I'm not sure.
I think we lost them there again, guys, but again, it'll be in a couple weeks. Are you there, Riz? Either we're losing you, you're cutting off, you're cutting in and out. It's that beautiful internet. I see your mouse moving on the screen, but we don't hear you.
Oh, I'm gone.
No, you're here. Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Yeah, so I'm not sure when it cut out there, but we will be going through digital PR next week. Or next time, we'll be back in 2 weeks, going through getting media mentions and things like that to try and progress the website even further.
Awesome, guys. And with that being said, guys, I hope this was a value to you. Please show some love with some likes, some shares, some subscriptions, all that internet good stuff that that we like to see. And again, much love, much success, and I'll catch you on the next one.